This week on Nourish Nation, we're diving deep into one of the most frustrating, uncomfortable, and surprisingly common problems that so many of you have been dealing with: bloating. If you've ever found yourself feeling puffy, swollen, or like your belly is stretched like a balloon after eating, you're not alone. In fact, bloating affects millions of people every single day, and it can come out of nowhere, ruining your energy, your focus, even your confidence. So today's video is dedicated to 5 science-backed, practical, and effective tips to beat the bloat instantly. No gimmicks, no nonsense, just real solutions that work. Before we get started, make sure you tap that like button if you're fired up to finally find relief, and subscribe to Nourish Nation, where we share real, honest health tips, nutritious food hacks, and lifestyle changes that actually make a difference in how you feel, look, and live. Let's kick things off with something that seems way too simple to make a difference. But trust me, it's incredibly effective. Warm water. That's your first line of defense when it comes to reducing bloating naturally. Drinking a cup of warm water, especially first thing in the morning, or about 30 minutes before a meal, can help stimulate your digestive system. Warm water helps relax the gastrointestinal muscles, encouraging smoother digestion, and can assist in breaking down food faster so it doesn't sit in your gut fermenting and creating gas. Think of it like giving your stomach a little wake-up call, a gentle, soothing start that sets the tone for how well your body handles your meals for the rest of the day. Plus, warm water supports hydration, which is key because dehydration is another sneaky cause of bloating. The bottom line? Don't underestimate the power of this simple practice. Start your day with warm water and incorporate it throughout your meals. It's a small habit that makes a huge impact. Now, let's talk about something we all do without even realizing: how we chew. Tip number 2 is to chew slowly and always with your mouth closed. Sounds like your mom giving you table manners advice, right? But this one's about more than just etiquette. It's about preventing air from sneaking into your digestive system. See, when you eat fast, talk with your mouth full, or don't chew properly, you end up swallowing air. That air travels down your esophagus and gets trapped in your digestive tract, creating pressure, gas, and yes, bloating. And here's the thing, this happens way more often than you think. So many of us are eating on the go, in front of screens, barely aware of our pace. But when you slow down, chew each bite thoroughly, and keep your mouth closed, you allow your digestive enzymes to start working right there in your mouth, making the rest of the digestion process smoother, faster, and way less gassy. Try it. Make your meals more mindful, chew like you mean it, and you'll feel the difference almost immediately. All right, tip number 3 is a big one. Cut the fizzy drinks. I know. Sparkling water, sodas, energy drinks, they all feel refreshing and fun. But here's what's really going on. Every bubble in those drinks is a tiny pocket of gas. When you drink them, those bubbles travel into your stomach, where they meet your stomach acid and create even more gas. Carbon dioxide, to be exact. That extra gas has to go somewhere, and most of the time, it gets trapped in your digestive system, causing, you guessed it, bloating, pressure, and discomfort. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy a fizzy drink again, but if you're constantly feeling bloated and looking for relief, ditching carbonated beverages is a smart first step. Instead, stick to flat water, herbal teas like peppermint or ginger, which help with digestion, or even flavored water with natural fruit infusions. The more you hydrate without the bubbles, the lighter and more comfortable your gut will feel. Moving on to tip number 4, let's talk about bloating trigger foods. Some of the healthiest foods out there: beans, lentils, onions, garlic, cabbage, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, are also the ones that can cause the most gas for certain people. These are part of a group known as high FODMAP foods, which are harder to digest and tend to ferment in the gut, producing gas in the process. If you're eating a lot of these foods and constantly feel bloated afterward, it might be time to do a little food detective work. Try cutting back on these types of foods for a few days and observe how your body responds. This doesn't mean eliminating all veggies, just replacing the more gas-producing ones with gentler alternatives like zucchini, cucumber, spinach, and carrots. You're still getting the nutrients you need, just without the belly blow-up. Now, tip number 5 is my personal favorite and a real bloating game changer: light physical activity after meals. I'm talking about something as simple as a 10 to 15-minute walk. No need for high-intensity workouts, just gentle movement. Why? Because light exercise stimulates peristalsis, the wave-like contractions in your gut that move food and gas along the digestive tract. Walking after a meal helps wake up your digestion, allowing gas to pass more easily and reducing that tight, stuffed feeling. This isn't just a theory. There's actual research that shows how even a brief walk after eating can significantly reduce bloating and improve digestion. And the best part? It also helps regulate blood sugar and boosts your mood. So next time you finish a meal, instead of collapsing on the couch or heading back to your desk, lace up your shoes and go for a stroll. Your stomach will thank you. Bonus tip, because I had to include this one, is to be aware of food intolerances. Now, this is one of the most overlooked causes of persistent, unexplained bloating, and yet it can have one of the biggest impacts when you finally identify the root of the problem. A food intolerance isn't the same as a food allergy. It's not life-threatening, but it can cause your digestive system a whole lot of trouble. That nagging, bloated feeling after eating, the sluggishness, the discomfort that seems to come out of nowhere. Often, it's your body trying to tell you that something you're eating just isn't sitting right. Two of the most common offenders are gluten and dairy. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye, and it hides in a lot of processed foods, breads, and pastas. Dairy, on the other hand, includes milk, cheese, yogurt, and anything made from animal milk. If you notice bloating shortly after eating these foods, it's very possible that your body may be having a hard time breaking them down. The enzymes required to digest lactose or gluten may be insufficient or absent, especially as we get older. Here's what I recommend, and it's super simple but incredibly powerful. Start a food and symptom diary. Keep a small notebook or use your phone, and every time you eat, jot down what you had and how you felt an hour or two afterward. Were you bloated? Did you feel gassy, crampy, tired, or heavy? Within a week or two, you'll start to notice patterns. Maybe every time you have a cream-based sauce, your stomach swells. Or maybe after that sandwich at lunch, you feel like your jeans are suddenly 2 sizes too small. These are the signs. If a certain food shows up repeatedly alongside symptoms, try removing it from your diet for 7 to 14 days and monitor how your body responds. This process is called an elimination trial, and it can be incredibly revealing. But, and this is so important, don't remove entire food groups on a whim or permanently without professional guidance. Speak with a dietitian, a doctor, or a nutritionist before making long-term changes, especially if you're cutting out things like dairy or gluten, which can also carry key nutrients your body needs. The goal is not to restrict unnecessarily, it's to empower you with knowledge. When you figure out what's triggering your bloating, you reclaim control over your body and how you feel. This awareness becomes a superpower, allowing you to eat confidently, feel lighter, and live with more energy every single day. And there you have it, your ultimate action plan to beat the bloat starting today. These tips are practical, simple, and based on what actually works. And while occasional bloating is totally normal, if you're experiencing persistent discomfort, pain, or other symptoms, it's important to seek medical advice. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, drop your experience in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Nourish Nation. We're building a community here, one that's focused on real health, honest advice, and helping each other live better, one tip at a time. You're strong, you're capable, and your health is worth showing up for. I'll see you in the next one.